Hello and welcome to Here's Why Your ROI Sucks and How You Can Fix It for Good. I know that's not exactly a PC title, but in the moment that I came up with this event, it was exactly how I felt. Because in the marketplace today, in the marketing marketplace, I see a trend that is upsetting to me, and it is one where there is really no chance of a founder, entrepreneur, small business owner really recognizing a great marketing ROI unless we completely shift the way we think about ROI and the way we think about marketing in a way that puts us as founders back in the driver's seat. Okay. And that's the only way it's going to work, because the deck is stacked against us. And it's not anyone's fault per se. I think that there are many people who just, everyone's entrepreneurs, they're business owners, they're recognizing an opportunity in the marketplace, and the opportunity is you and I. So my name is Jewel T. Leonard, and for almost 2 decades, I work with large automotive manufacturers, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs to help to use and leverage marketing technology in a way to promote success. And I'm excited to share this concept with you because this is something that I've created and that I've learned. I'm not a consultant who's been in business for 20 years, who's breaking down some knowledge for you. It's not that at all. I'm just like you. I'm a founder who is determined to see their business scale and succeed. And I've just identified some things that are in the way, and we've got to get rid of them. And so that's the point of this event today. So I hope that you will find this content useful. I'm pretty sure there's some things you're not going to agree with. There are going to be some things that you're going to think it's too much. I can't do it. But the point is, if one person is able to embrace these concepts and turn their business around, then it will be worth it. Because for me, I don't see founders as just regular people. We have families. So let's go ahead and get into the content. Wait a minute. Okay, so a different perspective on marketing. I cleaned up my title for this. All right, isn't that nice? And then here's why your ROI sucks. Okay, so I made some bold claims when I was promoting this event. I did not promote it as much as I wanted to, but I made some bold claims and I meant them. So the first one was, here's why everything you know about marketing is wrong. We are marketing our businesses under some false pretenses that are setting us up for failure. Like, we'll never, unless you have a lot of investment capital for marketing and you're hiring a top-notch firm that knows all this stuff and knows your business, the likelihood of you being able to apply what you believe is marketing and succeed in your business is very slim. The second bold claim was that you've been a victim of the Dunning-Kruger Effect, and how you can protect yourself from this. We'll explain a little bit in a couple slides. And then how to get your assets out of other people's hands. Think about it. You get 2 or 3 different people doing Facebook ads for you. You've got 2 or 3 other, you got somebody doing an email campaign. You've got something going over in a newsletter in Aweber. Your stuff is all over the place. You're unable to get the data you need to make data-driven decisions if all your stuff's everywhere. So we're going to talk about how to get your assets back out of other people's hands and take control of your marketing. Okay. Well, now, the first thing, why everything you know about marketing is wrong, wrong, wrong. So I discovered this. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see the slides. Okay, I was trying to make this bigger. Let's see, how is this one? That's not, okay, all right, it's okay. We'll do, how about if we do this? Yeah, that's a little bit better. Why everything that you think you know about marketing is wrong. Here's the deal. If you are, as a founder, unless you're in marketing, you did not get into marketing with knowledge of this game, right? And so here's what most founders think about marketing. We think marketing should drive immediate results. This could not be more wrong. The amount of factors that come into play when we are enlisting someone to help us with marketing are many times the key things are not included. For example, ideal customer profile. How many people don't have it? And if you have 3 or 4 different people working for you, it's virtually impossible for you to get immediate results because of the process it takes to understand and fine tune and optimize most of the tools that are in the marketplace. Just because you go into the funnel program, you're not going to have immediate results. These are complex marketing tools and strategies, all of which require you to develop a certain level of knowledge. But they are portrayed as though they're going to give you this immediate result. You're going to see a difference and you don't have to do much to do it. It couldn't be more wrong. A great product will sell itself. Oops, I didn't do my. A great product will sell itself. Not true. You can have the most amazing product in the world, but if there are no eyeballs on it and no one knows what you do, then it's no one's going to buy it. I had this same experience for me with my platform. I met with a woman and she said, you know what? I would never have known what you do if we hadn't met today. That was a trigger for me to say, whoa, I need to do a better job. The third item here is marketing technology is for big companies. Now, that used to be true. Back in the day when, like right before cloud computing came along, you really couldn't afford it as a founder of a small business or a small business owner because you had to have a whole data center to house the data, big air conditioned floors. I mean, it was a huge investment. Okay. And there's a reason why the terms hardware and software came about, because the hardware was the machinery you had to run it on, the software were the applications, and those were separate things that required a significant investment. And as a founder of a new business, chances are, unless you have some really big venture capital, you didn't have the funds for that. What changed is that around 2006, cloud computing made these same technologies very accessible to you and I as founders. And it also allowed us to be able to now collect the data that we need to be able to do some of these things I'm going to talk to you about today. The third one is marketing is a creative process and not a scientific process. Not true. We can measure, we can assess, we can do a lot of different things to take control of our marketing. We don't have to just throw something up against the wall and see that it sticks. But in order to do that, that's where that shift is coming that I'm speaking to you of, that mental shift that says, I'm going to think differently about the way I do marketing. Now, the thing that I think that most people won't agree with when I say this is, or the thing that I'm seeing now in the marketplace that I alluded to earlier is this. So what I know, oh, I can't get this wet. I've got this mouse, this Apple mouse, and it is very sensitive. Okay. So I want to look you in your eye when I tell you about this. I tell you this. Okay. This is what I've seen in the marketplace, and this is probably what you're going to disagree with. It is that in the marketing marketplace, the trend that I'm seeing is more and more and more influencers and people who have visible success in the marketplace, creating communities of us, founders and small business owners and entrepreneurs with big dreams and little understanding about what's required to really make them work. They give us nuggets and pieces of what we need, but not the tactical things that we need to actually execute unless we join the coaching program and, join the private, the one-on-one, the group, and spend thousands of dollars. And here's the thing that's ticking me off that you might not agree with. I've been in network marketing companies in the past, and I know there are a lot of people who have some very poor opinions of network marketing. But let me tell you something. In a network marketing environment, the leader, the person who was helping the affiliate in the network marketing space, they had some accountability, because if that person wasn't successful, they didn't make money. What's happening now in the entrepreneur community with the influencers is that anybody can sell you anything, can tell you anything, and they have no accountability whatsoever on whether you succeed or not. And so you'll see everyone's building a community. Russell Brunson invited the whole world to his community. And the thing that's dangerous about that is once you identify and select a strategy, you're stuck with it. Okay. No one's looking at your marketing ROI. They're not making you any commitments about marketing ROI. They're not going to prove or say anything to suggest that you might actually make money like with your ROI. No one's doing that. If you notice, just take a look. So I'm saying that to say we have to be more proactive and we have to take charge in this situation. And that's what I'm here to help start the conversation. Okay. So, and start the thinking so that we can take our power back as founders in the marketing space and experience the high marketing ROI that we want to experience. Okay. My second bold claim was you've been a victim of the Dunning-Kruger effect and how to protect yourself. The Dunning-Kruger effect it's a cognitive bias. So people with low ability, knowledge, or expertise in a particular area tend to overestimate their competence. And then those with high competence, I actually fall into this category, underestimate their abilities and assume tasks that are easy for them are also easy for others. I've been guilty of this for sure. The reason why this is significant and the reason why I say you've been a victim is because when you go out into the marketing marketplace, you believe that when you hire that Facebook ads person, or you hire that SEO expert, or you hire that web developer, that they really are going to help you get customers. They're really going to set you up so you can succeed. And it's a cognitive bias, and they don't even know it. They don't know your business. They can't know it like you do. And as a founder, I get it. You're busy. You got stuff to do. You just want to be able to hand this off to this person and let them do it. But you will never experience the marketing ROI that you want to experience when these people that you're connecting with, they really don't have an understanding of your business, and they don't have enough detail from you most of the time to be able to effectively create the offer that you need, to generate the leads that you need, to generate the conversions that you need to have a high return on your marketing investment. Okay. But you go out, I've heard this so many times. A founder will say, yeah, I hired that Facebook guy. I didn't make any money. It's not all his fault. It's not all her fault. Because when you go to a Facebook ads person and you say, oh, yeah, run me some ads, chances are, I could be wrong, that you haven't given them enough information to write an effective offer to get you the volume of ads a volume of leads that you're looking for. You probably haven't. And so that is why, when I say you're a victim of it, because you perceive that this person can help you and they perceive that they can help you, but really you're not set up for success. And that's going to affect your marketing ROI. That's why you're not getting a return on it. Part of it anyway. So let's dig a little deeper. This is how we can navigate this effect because it's there. Like I said, I do this all the time when I'm, I just assume people know things that why would they know? And so we have to invest in data-driven intentionality. And what I mean by that is going into the marketplace armed and prepared to have the conversation for the investment that you have already determined is going to affect your business. It takes a little work. In fact, it takes a lot of work. And like I said, I discovered this framework this year. And so if you go back and you look at my profile and you scroll through, you can see me moving through this framework that I'm going to share with you briefly today and continuing to work through. It's necessary though. I could have waited. I could have said, oh, well, I'm just going to do this framework and I'm going to wait to share with everybody. But I just feel like it's just too much going on in the marketplace to not share. I don't know if it's going to be for you or not, but it won't be because I did not take time out and share this information with you. Okay. Now, the way we do that is we have to know how the strategy works in advance. So say, for example, you say, I'm going to do Facebook ads, or I'm going to have an email campaign. Let's take that. That's a simple one, right? Everybody says, oh, email is the go. The thing that they don't communicate, the thing that you might not understand is that an email campaign is effective when you have a curated email list, But you can't just go and send emails to a database of 1,000 people or 2,000 or 5,000 that you've met over the last 5 years and expect to have a a substantial ROI. The thing that makes marketing email campaigns effective is when you have a great offer, when you have a dialed in ideal customer profile, and when you have a curated email list. This is what I'm saying when I talk about strategy. You have to understand how that strategy works. You have to understand how email campaigns work, understand how SEO works, understand how funnels work. Not the details about it, but in concept, how it works. So you can determine when you're on the marketplace whether or not this person can really help you. Do you have the things in place? So I'm going to keep it moving. I'm trying to keep this short today. Now, the other thing we need to do is we need to take back control of our assets. Like I mentioned earlier, you've got one person working on Facebook ads, you've got someone else developing your website, you've got someone else doing your email campaign. All your data is in a bunch of different places. So you can't even begin to calculate your marketing ROI because the detail that you need to calculate your marketing ROI is somewhere else. And most of the time, each particular provider is doing something in a different system, and they may or may not provide you with any details. Okay. So what you have to do is you need to take your control back. Here's how. You need to understand your revenue operations system. Your revenue operations system is separate from your product development. Your revenue operations system is how you monetize your product. It is the touch points that convert your leads into customers. It is the points where your customer interacts with your business. That is your revenue operations system. And that's what converts you to income and to revenue and to profit. Profit is what we want. Okay. Now, the second thing we're going to talk about, I'm going to introduce you to a framework that does that. But this is a lot. You might not want to do it because you might say, oh, it's too much work, but you have to. You just have to. The second thing is prioritize your investments based on strategies with the highest probability of moving the needle. That's not necessarily always going to be a marketing investment. And so we have to be aware of, we have to understand our revenue operations system. And then we have to understand what the triggers are, what the contact points are with those customers that are going to drive better results in our revenue operations system, and focus on that. And it's not always marketing. And then finally, you want to centralize those marketing data and assets so that you have at your fingertips the data that you need to be able to assess the performance of your revenue operations system and the performance of your marketing, so you have a realistic marketing ROI. Okay? I know this is a lot, and I'm trying to get it out as clear as possible. We've got time, don't worry. So this is the GCA Scalability Framework. I developed this year, and this is how you understand your revenue operations. Because see, prior to this, seeing this, and I know it's an eyeful, but just bear with me. Just look on the outside. Don't look on the inside. The issue here, let me make this bigger too, because I really want to help you understand this. So before I understood this, I thought, well, we get leads, we put them into the system, we sell some stuff, we get customers, and we repeat. But the points of failure within your marketing, within your revenue operations system, will be the thing that causes your Facebook ads not to be effective. So if we start and we look at, say, for example, we look at the marketing lead, okay? If you don't have a good value proposition, these all build upon each other. You can't have a good offer. If you don't have a good offer, well, let's back up. If you don't have a good, your ideal customer profile defined, this is the person, this avatar, this person who you've identified that wants your product or service. If you don't have a good understanding of that person, then you can't write an effective offer that person would want to engage with. So when you go out and you run a Facebook ad, okay, your ad is not speaking to the lead that you want to have come in. And because your content doesn't speak to them, the leads that you get into your business are not the leads that you want in your business. So this area up here in marketing, you need to have the target audience definition. Let me get over here so I can move my mouse. You need to have the target audience definition. You need to have a strategy around that audience. So if you say, okay, my audience is growth stage founders, right? Where am I going to look for you at? I took time to understand what it is that you need as a growth stage founder. And it was easier for me because I'm a growth stage founder, right? But you have to understand that so you can do the messaging. That's why your Facebook ads don't give you the right ROI. Your ads don't give you ROI. Your email campaigns don't give you the ROI that you want, because you have to define that process. This is the piece that none of the marketing vendors tell you. Nobody really articulates that unless you got a really good one. They usually don't tell you this. I'm not sure it's because they know either. They might not know. They might not have a deep enough understanding of how everything works together. They might just be like, hey, I know how to run ads for you. But it is my responsibility and your responsibility as founders to make sure that they have the information they need. And so because they don't always know Dunning-Kruger, even though they think they don't always know, then we have to know. But the power in you and I knowing our revenue operation system is that now everyone that we have work for us has the same baseline. Everyone knows who our ideal customer is, and we know they know because we defined it. This is where the power comes in. So when we look at your revenue operation system, it's not just marketing. So then you go in, you get the lead, right? You think, I got a lead. I'm going to make money now. No. You have to take that lead, qualify the lead, and you have to have a sales process, okay, that will take that lead and along the journey to discover your business, okay? But if you don't have the ideal customer identified and your sales process is not set up to take them on that journey with tools and techniques and presentations and things that they can use to get to know you, you'll fall down in the sales process and they won't convert. And you'll go, that lead generation agency, they didn't know what they were talking about. They sent me a bunch of dud leads. This is the part you're not going to like. Maybe they were dud leads because we didn't give them the right framework, the right definition of our ideal customer. And maybe our sales process sucks. Maybe it does, right? So we have to look at these things and understand. I'm not saying we're going to do this overnight. I'm not doing this overnight. I'm not done with this. But what I am saying is that an awareness of these points of failure within your revenue operation cycle will help you to be more diligent and more intentional when you go into the marketing marketplace so that you can really get the ROI you want. This will solve every ROI problem you have, in the sense that once you understand the framework of everything that touches and drives the revenue, and you have identified the ideal customer that you want to sell to, the person who is ideally suited for your solution, once you identify that, you're creating with this framework a closed loop. That's why I put this loop here. It's a closed loop. Once you have a closed loop, you can measure. Okay? So then we keep going. So sales up, sales sucks. But what if sales is perfect? You got an ideal customer profile, everything is great. Then you get over here to customer. How did you onboard the customer? How was their training experience? Do they feel supported? Do they know who to contact? How much product training are you doing? How are you following up with them and nurturing your relationship with them? All these things affect whether or not you get those referrals. So, we'll go out and we'll say, hey, who do you know who could use this thing I have? Or you've got a great customer and you're like, well, I don't understand why they don't refer people to me. I mean, they love the product. I just don't get it. It's over here in this quadrant. It's right here, because they may love you to death. They may love your product. They use it every day. They come back to you time after time after time. But if you don't have this part right, they are never going to refer anyone to you of substance, because they're not comfortable. They're not confident that you can provide for them, because their reputation is on the line. When someone refers someone to your business, their reputation is on the line, right? And then let's go in this where we look at the system. So we talked about marketing, we talked about sales, we talked about the customer in part, and then this is the cycle. This is the loop. Now we evaluate the metrics. See this? Evaluate results. Once you create this closed loop system, which is your revenue operation system, because each of these points here are points that touch your customer. Once you have defined this, now you can measure. And when you can measure, you can identify which areas in this closed loop you need to invest in. Okay? What we may do today is we say, I got a product, I got a service, I think it's pretty good. Let's go out into the marketplace. Hey, marketer person, Facebook guy, funnel person, come over here, build me a funnel, do some ads, and they go do it, but you can't measure it. Why your marketing ROI sucks? Because you don't have a closed loop system to measure. You have to have something contained to be able to measure it. You can't you can't measure it if you can't contain it. And so having this framework for your revenue operation system, this what I'm calling the GCA scalability framework in place will allow you to create for yourself a closed loop that you can use to be able to determine where to invest your dollars. Okay. Now, I just want to say this one thing is that this is not something that's going to be overnight. I already know this is not something that's going to happen overnight. And it doesn't have to happen overnight. All you need to do is know what's contained there and know where your weaknesses are and know which one you need to hit first. So say, for example, you're like, I don't have an ideal customer. And I thought my offer was just my service. No. So if you know that's your space, then that's where you need to invest. So that's where you say, okay, I don't really know how to do this. I'm going to do some research. Maybe you get a coach to help you write an offer. Maybe you go do some additional research to create an offer. I know one great book is Alex Hormozi, $100 million offers. Grab that. That'll tell you pretty much what Alex Hormozi is one of the influencers that I really feel provides good, meaty details that we as founders can use to move our business forward. So grab that book. He's got one that's $100 million offers, one that's $100 million leads, and read those two, and they'll educate you. But you see, I'm saying, so don't invest a ton of money in ads if you don't have an ideal customer profile and you don't have a good offer. Just don't waste the money. Like I will say, people say promote, do boost posts on Facebook. You're going to boost posts on Facebook. No, don't do that. You know why? Because just because Facebook thought it was a great post, Facebook doesn't know who your ideal customer avatar is. They don't know. They just think, oh, well, this looks good. They might know a little bit in that algorithm somewhere, but only you really know. Don't boost a post until you get this down, until you get that piece that is your offer. Now, once you get it down, understand this is a process. This is the big misconception in marketing and about marketing. This is why I say everything that you knew about marketing is wrong, because this stuff is not quick and easy. It's not. If you say, for example, you look at your scalability framework and you say, well, you know what, based on my ideal customer spends a lot of time on email, or my ideal customer spends a lot of time on Instagram. Okay. Maybe you make that decision. That's going to drive where you invest your money. Maybe it's not even Facebook. But until you do this work and establish this closed loop to run your business with, this is the way you run your business, then you won't really know how to get the best ROI, because you haven't set yourself up for success. You're basically just throwing good money away. Okay. So that's the part where I figure like, I don't know if people are going to embrace this or not, because this is kind of out there, but I'm just telling you, this is what I found. And it's absolutely the truth. It's why you're here. I understood that I wanted growth stage founders. Okay. Growth stage founders, bootstrap growth stage founders. I had certain criteria. And when I wrote the invitation for this event, I spoke to you. I wrote it for you. and you're here. So this is what I'm saying. This is the importance of it. It's not when people tell you, oh, okay, let me get in your face. When people tell you, wait a minute. When people tell you that, when people tell you that, when someone talks about target audience, know that it's not about limiting the exposure of people. It's about narrowing down the people who are most likely to want what you have. It doesn't limit your exposure just because you're not talking to everybody. No, no, no. It's when you narrow it down, then people know you're speaking to them. It's like if you go into a crowded room and you just say, hello. You just walk in the room and say, hello. Who are you talking to? No one's going to know who you're talking to. But if you say their name, if you walk into a room and you say, hi, Jewel, I know you're talking to me, right? Same thing with target audience. When you define who that is, they know you're talking to them. Okay. So, and then I'm going to wrap this up because I said I was going to make this shorter. I want to make this shorter. Okay. So how do we prioritize investments? Here's an example. I want to give you an example of what does it look like to prioritize examples and why is this important for getting your marketing ROI lined up where you want it and never having to deal with this again. But here's what happens. If you don't have an ideal customer profile, none of your marketing is going to perform optimally. So it doesn't matter if you go to the SEO guy or the website guy, or you get someone to do a blog, or you get someone to do Facebook ads or Google ads or whatever it is. It's not going to matter. And when you see people who have success with that, it's probably because they already have some of this stuff done. You can't compare yourself to others, right? The second thing is, say you got a well-defined ideal customer profile, but you don't have a high converting sales process. Your sales process is not defined. You don't understand the objections that you may need to overcome. You don't have a sales presentation. You don't have any information, a brochure, any information about your business. Your website doesn't speak to your ideal customer profile. I'm updating my website for the new year because I've evolved and now my website needs to evolve. Okay. You're not going to convert the leads. You'll get leads, right? You might get qualified leads. But if you don't have a sales process, guess what? You're not going to have revenue, and you're not going to have the marketing ROI that you want because you weren't able to convert them, right? The other thing is, if you have a well-defined ideal customer profile and you have a great converting process, right? Sales process is good. You got some, rock stars there doing sales for you. Guess what? If your customer onboarding is not on point, they don't feel comfortable, they're not getting the training that they need, they're not having a customer experience, your retention will go down, okay? Because they're not understanding, maybe they don't understand how to use your tool or how to get the most out of your product, or maybe they don't know how to they just don't feel comfortable referring. This is big in fitness training, right? I mean, how many trainers have I had? And if I don't feel like I understand what I'm supposed to do, I just don't do it. And then I don't get results. And then I don't badmouth trainers, but I know I'm saying, hey, you know what? You told me to do this. I didn't really know how to do it. And I didn't have time to ask you questions. So I didn't do it. And I don't have no results. And I'm going to somebody else. And they'll go to the next trainer and they'll do the same thing. And then some people have results and they don't. So I'm just saying that this piece is underestimated. The customer onboarding, their experience with you. Once you have that nailed, then they don't mind referrals because everybody wants to refer their friends and family, coworkers, and strangers to someone who they know they're going to have a good experience. Think about restaurants. If it's a great restaurant, you love the food, the atmosphere was amazing, you're going to tell people, even if they don't ask. Same concept here for you. So I'm going to wrap this up. Finally, the third point was centralizing your marketing and data assets into a single platform. Okay. You're probably using, I'm going to share with you these icons. These are what you're probably using right now for your marketing, right? You got your MailChimp for email lists, ClickFunnels, Calendly for calendars, HubSpot for CRM, Kajabi for your online marketing, SurveyMonkey if you want to do a survey, GoDaddy for your website, Wix for your website, Aweber for your email list, Responder, Circle for your community, WordPress, and the list goes on and on. So what I'm saying is that when you're operating in all these different platforms, the time. You have to take time. If you want to do a list in MailChimp, you got to export. Maybe there's integration now with some of the CRMs, but there's a lot of extra work and noise that you have to do. And so you don't really want to have to do that. You want to be able to look at your results and make a decision and say, oh, that worked, that didn't work. Okay, let me see what other things I have going on. Okay, and make a decision. We got to be data driven. And it's very hard. It can be done. Many have done it, I'm assuming, but it's just harder. Why not centralize it into one? This is what I do. I am specializing in marketing automation, and I created a curated suite of products called Boss Assist, and they're designed for the level of business stage of your business. So whether you're at virtual assistant, you're at startup, that's your communication base. Foundation is the growth, so you're looking at this is specifically optimizing your revenue operation system. And essentials is essential for any business. It's like you've optimized your revenue operations and you're ready to scale, then you're ready for essentials. These are not all the features and functions that are available. This suite of products is powered by High Level. There are tons of other features and functions. These are just designed to get you optimized for the stage that you're in. Once you're optimized, then you can look at your closed loop system and figure out what's next. And so the tools that you need to know what's next are available to you because they're in the platform. Okay. So that's how we centralize operations. Now, you may be asking yourself, okay, Jewel, that's great. My eyes are glazing over. You showed me that crazy looking diagram. And I hear what you're saying, but I don't really know how to do it. And I don't have time to think about it. I just need to make money. Want to have profits, right? So here's how I can help. I recommend, make myself available for an automation consultation. I call it Streamline and Scale. And all this is we're going to look at what you have today and see where the opportunities are for efficiency, for automating steps and processes, and for scaling. Scaling across your team, scaling on products, just in generally how to optimize your revenue operation system so you can grow. It's free. Now, the requirement is, you see, it's a 30-minute session. But here's what I ask. Here's the requirement. Let me make this bigger. Here's the requirement. You have to promise me that you will do the preliminary survey, okay? Because when you have your appointment, I want you to leave with an action plan, right? And the way that you can leave with an action plan and really benefit your business is if you do the pre-work and complete the questionnaire, okay? So if you do that, then I'm going to make sure that you get the plan that's going to help you to focus your business and begin the process of getting that revenue operations going, okay? Now, if that sounds good for you, there's a QR code there that you can scan that will take you to the Streamline and Scale page for you to be able to complete that information for your business and to get us going. I was going to actually show you what it looked like real quick, but I thought I had it here. Oh yeah, here we go. Well, no, I've already done the questionnaire. Okay, so just go, you scan that, and then you will get a question. First, it's a form, and you put in your information, hit submit, and then you'll go to a 6-question. Probably won't take you more than 5 minutes. A 6-question survey. Okay, let's get going. Now, the other thing, if you're not quite ready for that, like say you say, okay, Jill, you know what? That sounds great, but I'm just not ready for that right now. This is a lot to absorb. I'm not ready. I got you covered. The other thing that I developed is a pipeline marketing technology blueprint. Okay. It's an actual document that you'll receive via our proposal generator. You'll get an email. It'll say, click here to view your document. And you'll receive a document customized for your business. And it will tell you what stage you're in. So I need that. There's an assessment with this too. I need to know what stage your business is in. And what I'm going to provide to you is a document that outlines for the stage that you're in. Here are the tools that you should have minimally. Okay. That's going to come in a document to your email, probably within 10 or 15 minutes of you completing the survey. The survey is how I determine which stage that you're in, your technology stage, to know what to provide for you. Now, it's going to save you a ton of time and effort, because what you won't do is you won't allow the market to wag, the tail to wag the dog, and you're out here, doing ads and stuff, and really maybe you need some other things to invest your marketing dollar in. It will help you to focus your energy on that, right? And the other thing is going to give you a clear picture of the roadmap, because again, how do we start? Here's why your marketing ROI sucks. It sucks because the inputs and the outputs are not optimized, and you don't have a closed loop to even measure it. And you'll never be able to measure it and get the right answer until you've got that loop. So what this will do is it'll give you a roadmap. It'll tell you, here you are today, and it will give you a roadmap for the future. If you're already at scale level, you can look back and say, oh, wait, here are some fundamental tools that I need that I don't have to be able to measure my marketing ROI. If you're at start, you can say, oh, here's the products, here's the tools that I think I'm going to need going forward. But in any event, it's completely free. The document is yours to keep. You don't have to sign up with Boss Assist with me. You don't have to, you don't have to do anything. You can take it. I'm gonna probably email you a few times and ask you to meet with me and have a session. That's entirely up to you. But the point is, I'm working very diligently to get this information out to founders so we can start making progress in this area of marketing and stop. I was going to say stop throwing away our investment dollars. I'm just saying it because I have. I'm not saying it because you have. I'm saying I have. I know I have. So, and it just takes 5 minutes to complete that survey. So you can just go there and get to scaleready.tech. That's where you go, scaleready.tech. And if you go to scaleready.tech, you'll see there, it's a little video, tells you how it works. Put your email in, and then you complete the survey. Okay. So with that, I just want to thank you for so much for attending. Oh, wait, where'd it go? You wanted to see that again, didn't you? Okay, let me move this here. Okay, where did I go? Okay. So thank you. I am glad that you were able to attend, whether you're here live or in the replay. And listen, feel free to message me. My primary platform for communication is LinkedIn. So that's where you'll find me most of the time. But I'm happy to connect and collaborate with you because it is my desire to help founders in general, of which I am one, to be more successful in this marketing thing. And the way we do it is with data-driven decisions and intentionality. So with that, my name is Jewel T. Leonard, and I help founders to increase profitability by leveraging high ROI marketing technology to streamline operations and drive growth. Bye for now.